Hey, shalom, brothers and sisters. This brother Amos coming to you again with call to action, man. It's a great day to be alive. It's another great week. It's another great week. And we're gonna jump into this thing. But you know how I gotta do this thing. I gotta come out the Bible because that's our source. This is where our wisdom, this is the true power that we need to operate in regards to how we gonna get this thing rolling. So now we gotta understand this too. Let's go here. Let's go here before we crack this thing open. Let's go to John 8, because this is what we're dealing with. We deal with the truth, and this is what the truth does when we're dealing with this thing. John chapter 8 in the Gospel of John, chapter 8, verse 32. And ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. That's what call to action is. Teach you the truth. And the truth is about the God's laws. Those are the things that's going to make you free. You understand? We're not going to be dealing with vain philosophies. We're not going to be dealing with the emotions of our people. We're just not going to deal with that, because those are the things that keep us lost, keep us hating ourselves, keep us hating, each other. You know what I'm saying? It keeps us being equal, and we should be above. Let me show y'all. Because a lot of y'all, we fight for equality so much. And that's why we ain't got none, because we fighting for something that we are past. Now let me get this in Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 6. This I really dealing with our so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native American brothers and sisters that are the children of Israel. We are truly God's chosen people. Can't nobody take it from us. Can't nobody deny it from us. But y'all really need to understand and walk in it. This ain't no religious sentiment. This ain't no emotional appeal. It's either you're going to get or you're not going to get it. You're going to have or you're not going to have. You're either going to do or you're not going to do. So let's read this, because this is where we're supposed to be, my brothers and sisters. Deuteronomy chapter 7 and verse 6. You heard me read this scripture time and time again. But I got to remind y'all before we jump into this thing. Deuteronomy chapter 7 and 6. For thou art a holy people. That means we separate. We're past equality. For thou art a holy people unto the Lord thy God. Thy, my God, our God. The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people. That means there's nobody like us. Then the Lord, for thou art a holy people unto the Lord thy God. The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself, above all people that are part of the face of the earth. So how can we go from being above all people to equality? That lowers us. That lowers us. So now, my brothers and sisters, let's really get into this thing, because this is call to action. I really need y'all to understand this, because y'all need to be in a position of power. And it's not that deep, ladies and gentlemen. It's not that deep. If you still confused over what's going on in this world, if you're confused about your power place, it's because you don't know yourself. You don't know yourself. And let me get that. See, look, man. Hey, look. Y'all bringing these things out of me. All praises to the Most High. Let's get that thing. 2 Corinthians chapter 13 and verse 5. Examine yourselves. That means study yourself. Evaluate yourself. Don't minimize and be in denial about yourself. Know yourself. Know your temperaments. You understand? Know your limitations. Know your strengths. Know your weaknesses. Verse 5. 2 Corinthians 13 and verse 5. Y'all need to write these scriptures down, because these are key scriptures y'all need to meditate on. 2 Corinthians 13 and 5. Examine yourselves, whether ye be in the faith. Prove your own selves. See, we got to examine that thing. Do we really believe? Are we really in the faith of the Most High? Do we really believe what I read in Deuteronomy 7 and 6, that we are a holy people, a special people, above all nations, above all people upon this earth? Do we really believe that? Are we really going to take that faith walk? Are we really going to stop being trifling? Are we really going to stop disrespecting ourselves? Are we really going to stop defiling our bodies by the things we eat? Are we really going to stop leaving our women to raise our children? Women, are you really going to keep killing each other? Examine yourselves, whether ye be in the faith. Prove your own selves, because you really gotta see what's good for you and what's not good for you. You really gotta see your strengths and your limitations. Verse 5, examine yourselves whether ye be in the faith. Prove your own selves. Know ye not your own selves. So don't you know yourself? You walk around here every day thinking you know, but don't you truly know yourself? Don't you know that your emotions, how your emotions going to go about this topic? Don't you know that when you drink too much, you get too violent? Don't you know that when you're around too many women, you start to be lustful and you start to doing foul things and defiling your body? You know what I'm saying? Don't you know that when you watch those TV shows, you really start to take on that spirit? You understand? Prove your own selves, know ye not your own selves, how that Jesus Christ in you, except ye be reprobates. Like you void from understanding. If you don't know that, then you don't understand nothing. You don't believe that you can get judged for anything. You know what I'm saying? That's what we dealing with, ladies and gentlemen, because it's not that deep. You got to know yourselves. And that's why we're going to deal with this topic of leadership. Because many want the results, but they don't want the responsibility of leadership. You understand? Because we all are called to be leaders on this earth. My so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native American brothers and sisters, the men and the women, you need to lead in your respective roles. Stop trying to clash. Men can't do what women do. Women can't do what men do. There's no equality. There's hierarchy. You understand? There's no democracy in the kingdom of the Most High. You know what I'm saying? We respect order when we at the job, but when it comes to our families, we want to act like we don't know, or that's abusive or abrasive and that's disrespectful. No, that's a bad spirit we got on ourselves. But look, we're going to pull these scriptures, and this is what we got to do. You know what I'm saying? Because we cannot continue to be in a way. We cannot, man. Listen, we cannot continue. Where that thing at here? We cannot continue to walk in the ways of being trifling. We just can't. You know what I'm saying? Because look, we got too much power. We got the kids coming after us. You understand? And we got to get right, man. Because I know y'all like to blame y'all parents, but your parents did exactly what they're supposed to do. They raised us right. Now let's take the mantle and take this thing, and let's take this thing the correct way. I'm trying to find a book of James, y'all. You hear me? I'm trying to find James chapter 4, verse 10. Be patient with me. All praise to the Most High. So look, in leadership, there's some key characteristics that we must do in order to receive and maintain. Because leadership is about consistency. Okay? It's about being patient. It's about this right here. Let's start here. James chapter 4 and verse 10. And then we talking about leadership. James chapter 4 verse 10. Humble yourselves in the sight of the Lord, and he shall lift you up. See, we can't deny that we need to humble ourselves in the sight of our Creator. That means in our whole entire life, we need to be humble. Not weak, not timid, but be humble to understand this one principle here. Let's go here real quick. See, man, look, these scriptures is coming. All praises to the Most High. Let's go here. 1 Corinthians chapter 8 and verse 2, I believe. Let me get that. Yes, verse 2. 1 Corinthians chapter 8, verse 2. Because this is why we got to humble ourselves in the sight of the Most High. You know what I'm saying? To understand that who our God is and how our God positioned us so that we can really lead within our families. Because our families is a microcosm of our nation. Because listen, without the family, there's no nation. You understand? There's no nation without the family. So we need to understand the power and the results that we need to continuously to bring when he deals with leadership. And then we need to humble ourselves in the sight of the Lord. And then he will exalt us. And then we will realize that, guess what? Proverbs 18:16 says, a man's gifts will make room for him and will place them in front of other great men. A lot of y'all been waiting for y'all promotion, but you ain't got it yet. A lot of y'all been went to school for 4 to 6 years, got your master's degrees, and you're not even working in the field that you went to school with because you're not humbling yourselves. You know what I'm saying? You want to talk your way into leadership, and leadership is not that. You understand? Leadership is humble. And knowing this scripture right here and keeping this in the forefront. 1 Corinthians chapter 8 and verse 2. And if any man think that he knoweth anything, he knoweth nothing, yet as he ought to know. That's right there. All we know is we know nothing. You understand? We thought we knew stuff, but guess what? We let ourselves into trouble. Us understanding that we don't know all we think we know, it's a humble spirit that we must operate in. The reason why you starting to get the result that you want in your life isn't because you're good. It's because you start to be humble. And with humility, you start to understand what you don't know. So then guess what? You go back to 2 Corinthians 13 and 5. You start examining yourselves. And then you can start to prove yourself and realize that, man, I ain't going to the club. Because I don't want to be around them women and be disrespectful myself and disrespect them. I don't want to be going around them cats because they be drinking and they be smoking. I don't want to be around that. You know what I'm saying? But we got to understand that we need to be humble because we don't know we don't know all we think we know. You understand? Man, let's get some more on that. Let's get some more on that. You understand? So we don't know. We don't know. Let's get some more on that. Where I'm at? Galatians. Let me see if this is what I want. Galatians. Ooh. Because look, when we humble, right? When we humble, this is what we need to realize, us being humble. This is what we're going to do. When we're humble, we're able to see all that we don't know. But there's a certain level, like I said, of patience when you're dealing with leadership. In Galatians chapter 6, verse 9. And let us not be weary in doing well and well doing. Because I hear stories. Man, I just, my toxic trait is that I'm too nice. Or, I'm such a good person. Why does this happen to me? Nah. And let us not be weary in well doing. For in due season we shall reap if we not faint. That guess what? The tree's going to bear fruit. Some going to be bad fruit, some going to be good fruit. But you got to endure this thing to the end because that's part of leadership. You know what I'm saying? That's part of being humble, understanding your strengths and your weaknesses, understanding that you're going to be on the front lines of this thing. You know what I'm saying? Because leadership is from the front. It's from the front spiritually. It's from the front emotionally. It's not just physically. It's emotionally. It's spiritually. You know what I'm saying? You got to be in tune. You can't be chaotic in your emotions. You understand? You got to be sound and firm in your spiritual way and how you deal with people. Because when you dealing with leadership and you in that front position, guess what? All eyes on you. And you know what I'm saying? And there's a standard that you got to live by. There's a quote that I love. Too much is given, much is required. There's a requirement to leadership. You can't be and say you're a leader, but then you still doing the things of those that you're leading. You got to show an example and you got to examine yourself and you got to be able to be ahead of your time. And that takes diligence. That takes humility. That also takes patience. Because you're not going to know everything all at once. And in your lifetime, you're not going to be able to even accomplish all that you have in your mind. I'm going to say that again because a lot of y'all missed it. You're not going to be able to accomplish all that you have in your mind. Some of the things that you're going to have to lead, some of the things that you're going to have to do by yourself. You know what I'm saying? And some of the things that, here's the key, because a lot of y'all ain't going to like to do this one. A lot of y'all going to have to give away some of your ideas to somebody else so they can do. And here's the key, and not even say, I gave them that idea. Because they might take that idea that you gave them and turn that thing into a massive success. But that's something that you got to do when you're dealing with leadership, because that's true sacrifice. Sacrifice ain't taking care of your kids. Sacrifice ain't going to work. That's not sacrifice. That's called responsibility. You know what I'm saying? Let's get some more in this thing. Because look, leadership, man. I'm going to keep going with this thing, but leadership. Let me see that thing real quick. Because I seen something. I don't know why I wrote that down. Let me see. Oh, yes. All praise to the Most High. See, I get excited about this word right here, yo. Because listen, it's our power. You understand? It's our power. Stop being slack, man. Stop being weak people. Pick this thing up and read this thing. Check this out. This is what I was just talking about. This is Philippians chapter 2, verse 3. Let nothing be done through strife or vain glory. I was just telling y'all this. See, because a lot of y'all gifts and great ideas gonna have to be given away to people for them to do. And because a lot of y'all want to do things for the title and for the vain glory. And that's how you get destroyed. Because you're not operating from a charitable spirit, man. You got to come get this thing. Let me read that again. Philippians chapter 2, verse 3. Let nothing be done through strife or vain glory, but in lowliness of mind. Let each esteem other better than themselves. Leadership meaning that you got to uplift your brothers and sisters. Look what Moses did. Moses knew that he was not going to be able to take our forefathers and such over the Jordan River. So what did the Most High God tell him he had to do? He had to go what? He had to go esteem Joshua and build him up, because Joshua was going to be taking a mantle and taking us over. That's some of us got to have that Moses mindset to know that that the Most High God is not going to allow you to come through. The Most High God is not going to deal with you to take the people that you were supposed to be in charge of lead. You're not going to be able to take them to the finish line. You're going to take them, and knowing that you're not going to make it, and then also you got to build the next person up. That's called, what I say, humility. That's humility. That's knowing that you self-examine yourself to know who you are, know what you represent. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure Moses was, it was a little tough, but he had to do it because guess what? He was humble. He was obedient. You know what I'm saying? That's part of leadership. We can't think that we better than anybody. We can't think that we know more than what we think we know. Because look, throughout time going to reveal all. Time is going to reveal all things. So we just got to endure to the end, ladies and gentlemen. We got to endure this thing. Pick your stuff up. Stop complaining about things. Stop having strife. Stop looking for vain glory, because that's why some of y'all have been destroyed. You've been looking for the applause before you complete the mission. Like I said, ladies and gentlemen, it's call to action, and we ain't going to play games because y'all life is too important for this, for to be slacking. First order of business, be humble, be patient. You know what I'm saying? Have courage. You know what I'm saying? Be consistent. You know what I'm saying? Don't have vain glory. Lift your brothers and sisters up. You know what I'm saying? I don't care what you've done in the past. Start today. Start today. You know what I'm saying? I ain't no motivational speaker. This ain't no motivation. No. Because a lot of y'all trifling watching this. But I need y'all to understand that guess what? You ain't got to be trifling no more. I was trifling. You heard me? I was trifling. But you got to stop. You got to stop. You got to put that drinking on pause for a while. You got to stop having that sex defiling your body. You got to stop trying to argue with people. You got to stop thinking you less than. You got to put those things down. And you got to pick up the word of God. You got to pick up knowledge and power. You know what I'm saying? Because one of my captains at the congregation, he said knowledge brings confidence. And once you know things, you start getting confident in what you know. That's why a lot of y'all be like, why he speaking like that? Because I'm confident in what I know. You can't destroy what I know. You can't confuse what I know. Because study and qualify for your said position. Listen, I get excited about this stuff, ladies and gentlemen. If you ain't excited, Shame on you. You'll get there. But look, if you don't do it for yourself, do it for your family. I'm talking about really do it. Don't, oh, I'm doing it. No, you're not. Because if you're going to do it for your family, you're going to do it for your people, you're going to get healthy. You're going to study more. You know what I'm saying? You're going to represent who you are, and you're going to live and live, live. Ladies and gentlemen, with that, Brother Amas, I say shalom.